if you can hear me. Anyone who is waiting in the chat. Apparently there's 50 of you already in here. We are live from the winter meetings where there's been a lot of rumors and not a lot has happened. So I figure let's fire up the live stream. Let's read some chat. Let's answer your questions. Let's talk about your theories because you know what? That's kind of all we've been doing all day. Theorizing, predicting, wishing, wanting, and it's fun to be on the inside. It's a lot of yapping, it's a lot of networking, but at the end of the day, you guys are my people. I want to chat with my people right now. Let's see what we got in chat. We got Isaac Klauser in here. We got PGH Cameron, all the usual suspects. What's up, Chump Cinco? What's up, Musa Thomas? Good to see everyone in the chat. Alrighty. Free Foolish? Yeah, he didn't. I don't know where he is. He should be here. I agree. It feels incomplete without him. We got producer Rob Scirocco on the sticks right now, making it happen, making the magic happen. Appreciate all you guys. Wow, we already have over 100 people here. That is awesome. $14 Canadian money from Ari Pie. Jays news or rumors, anything going on over there? Rob doing some funky things with my outline. I haven't heard much in the Jays front. I mean, they really only feel like the only team that is serious about Kyle Tucker. We heard about their visit with him at Dunedin, and Chicago Cubs just are seemingly not a player at all, which infuriates the hell out of me and should infuriate the hell out of you, especially if you're a Cubs fan, because when you're trying to think about teams that are a fit for Kyle Tucker, what about the team that he just played for and had a pretty damn good season, one that's got him in rumors for making $400 million? So, yeah, I mean, Jays, it's on that front. It's really the Yariel Rodriguez DFA was surprising, I think, for a lot of people. We'll see if anyone picks up that contract. And then it's just Tucker for them. I haven't really heard anything to contradict that, so there you go. Let's see what else we got in chat here. Nick Kowal is here. Professor Yoshima is here. I'm starving, dude. When are we going to get a move, says Nukes Bussin'. Yeah, I'm starving too, man. This is my second straight winter meetings where I feel like I've cursed the venue a little bit. I feel like I showed up and everyone kind of recoiled in terms of the GMs here. It happened 2 years ago in Tennessee. Last year we got Soto, we got Crochet, we had basically hustle and bustle at every point of that winter meetings, and now I'm back and it's back quiet. So I think I'm the problem. I think that's what it comes down to. So I apologize to you guys profusely for tainting and ruining this year's winter meetings because it's purely my doing, man. I have no other explanation. Any Orioles news? We heard them linked to Framber Valdez, which is pretty big news. That feels like a huge fit for them. They're also one of the teams meeting with Pete Alonso tomorrow, which I found pretty interesting because I hadn't really heard that linked yet. But when you think about it broadly, I guess, yeah, what team can't benefit from having 40 home runs in their lineup? They did tender a contract to Ryan Mountcastle, so we'll see what happens with that logjam if they end up becoming a suitor there. But the Orioles are a weird team. They have to do a lot. It feels like their lineup is pretty much set, and it feels like they didn't get pitching done last year when they definitely should have. But they have another opportunity this year. A lot of good guys on the market, like Framber Valdez, like Michael King, all that. Jeff Passon says there will be moves made during the offseason. Huge news. You get to talk with Pete Alonso when he gets there. I have a feeling he's probably going to be the most popular man in the building. I've talked with Pete before. Maybe he'll remember me, and maybe he'll give me the time of day. But I would say I'm doubtful on that front. I would say I'm pretty doubtful. But you never know. Can there be moves? This offseason has been so dang slow. I mean, leading up to this, I was kind of optimistic because we got, the Nimmo Simeon trade. We got a Red Sox-Pirates trade the day before. I mean, it's not the most groundbreaking stuff, but there has been activity at the very least, whereas I feel like last year it was very slow in November. But, yeah, so far we're a Mike Soroka pod, people. I mean, he gets the needle moving. What can we say? It's Mike Soroka or bust. Jolly, I really liked your Imai report. Any news on that front? Who's his agent? Yeah, the news on Imai has really screeched to a silent halt ever since he was buzzing over saying that he wanted to take down the Dodgers. Probably not helped by the fact that the Giants basically came out and said, yeah, we're not paying this guy 9 figures. We're not going to do that. We're not going to really do that for anybody because it kind of felt like the baseball world was falling in love with the Imai Giants pairing. Now it feels like that's not going to happen. And it's been quiet ever since. So Imai, it really feels like it's the Yankees' bidding war to lose. They feel like a fit. They haven't had a Japanese superstar sign there in a while. But I don't know. I thought when that news dropped, and I made that video that week, that we were going to get the Imai news right quick after that, and it turns out that was very much not the case. Let's see what else we got here. Bregman to Seattle. Ems could use a third baseman. Not from what I've heard. Bregman sweepstakes are pretty competitive, but I guess who couldn't use Alex Bregman? Who wouldn't want Alex Bregman in their lineup and in their locker room? Let's see what else predictions you got here. Do you think the Phils have an outside shot at Tucker? I feel like Tucker's kind of up for grabs for any team that presents themselves as serious about it. And if, the Phillies end up losing out on Kyle Schwarber, which has been the popular theory that everyone thinks Kyle Schwarber is going to be the player that signs either tonight or during the day tomorrow or during tomorrow night. If that happens and he's not a Philly, yeah, I think you have to view them as very legitimate players. They could definitely upgrade at both their corner outfield positions. They basically all but said Nick Castellanos is not part of the plans for next year. Max Kepler was on a one-year deal, so he's out. So they have room. The question is, do they have budget? And usually money is not a problem for the Philadelphia Phillies. So I feel like we should have been hearing more on that front. It's a little perplexing that we haven't heard more. But that's a pairing that definitely works, and it terrifies me as an NL East fan, as a Mets fan. Barrios is going to be traded. That I've seen floated around a couple times. Barrios is interesting because if he has a good year this year, he can opt out of the final 2 years of his deal, and that makes that extension look really good for the Jays. If he's not so good and he opts back in, it's still a decent AAV for a starter that's going to give you innings, if nothing else. But I understand why the Jays would want to move on from him because the back half of the contract just isn't as favorable and leaves them with less control. Plus, they technically have 5 starters, but I think it's better to have more than 5 because everybody gets hurt and you can never have enough starting pitching. Tucker feels like a Blue Jay, Philly, or Yankee. Who's the pivot for the Mets if Pete signs elsewhere? Ugh, great question. You got to think of just power bats in general. You can't really think of first baseman, so I think Gino Suarez is on the table. I think Murakami has kind of become scary for a lot of teams, but he's on the table as well. The real thing is, there is not a lot of pivot options if they don't bring back Pete Alonso, and they should certainly be the favorite. There was some really weird David Stearns quotes where he said that Alonso is visiting tomorrow, but we're not prioritizing a meeting with him because we have this prior relationship, so we're not too concerned, and they know Alonso is visiting the Red Sox and the Orioles, and they don't really seem to feel all that threatened by it, which I found pretty perplexing. I still feel like Pete is going to come back. I still feel like he's going to get more than that one-year deal plus with options that he got last year. But it feels like the Red Sox are very serious. It feels like they have hands in every basket possible. And the Orioles coming out of left field terrifies me as well because I got to imagine that Mike Elias is kicking himself for not spending more last offseason and might spend with a vengeance this offseason because it's clear that ownership wasn't restricting him in any way. It feels like those 3 teams, but you never know what's going to come of it. The fact that Pete Alonso is going to be here tomorrow, I think, really, really heightens the stakes of all that. Coolest interaction you've had so far. Here's a few for you and Rob to snap a drink. Down with Jake and BBD. Love you, Jack. Good to see you, OFGM. Thank you, Joe, for the 20. Coolest interaction I've had so far. We got to interview Barry Larkin, who's here, who's, I guess, trying to do more media stuff, so he was around. Really nice guy. Did some quick hit mini mic stuff with him, talked about the Hall of Fame. Cool to meet a Hall of Famer always. Jeff Kent was walking around. Kenny Lofton always seems to be around at these kind of events now. But Barry Larkin, I think, has been my favorite so far.
May I throw one out there,
Sure,
Joe?
Rob. What do you got?
You got a very, very nice compliment from Roy Halladay's son, saying that
Very good. Yes, I forgot about that.
you made a very lovely Roy Halladay video, which was very lovely. Everyone should go watch it if they haven't.
I agree.
But honestly, the kid looked like he was gonna cry.
Yeah,
Like,
I was about to well up and cry.
Yeah, dude.
His name is Braden. He said he's studying somewhere doing sports media. Came up. It was just super genuine, super earnest. So you know what, Rob? You're right. I think that does take the cake as my favorite because I was like, oh my god,
that was mine.
It's so cool to see, connect faces to names and all that stuff, and see the impact of people that like your stuff. It's really special when it's like a family member. I had never had an interaction like that before. So Braden Halladay, he gets the gold medal. Barry Larkin gets the silver medal. It's a good silver medal, Okay, what else we got? I missed a lot of chat here. You guys are supplying all
Hey,
I
Jal,
need.
could I play a game with you?
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna name free agents.
Okay.
And I want you to say if you think that they should sign back with their team or not.
Okay, interesting. Do you have like a list in front of you?
I got a list.
Okay,
I'm going to go down a list.
We're gonna say this is gonna be called go home or go on the road.
I like that.
Something like that.
Go home or go away.
Okay.
All right. Starting in the AL East.
Starting the AL East.
The Blue Jays.
The Blue Jays.
Starting pitcher Chris Bassett.
Chris Bassett, I think, is going to go somewhere else. Really nice end for the Blue Jays and Chris Bassett to that 3-year deal, a deal I really wish the Mets had signed. His tenure, he ate some innings and then he became a playoff hero for them. I think that's the perfect place to leave it off. They don't need more starting pitching, so I think Chris Bassett's going away.
Okay. Bo Bichette.
Bo Bichette, I need him to come home. I need him to stay put. I think the story's not finished yet. I love the idea of Vladdy and Bo being together for their entire careers. Bo's market is going to be competitive. Like the Braves should definitely be a player. If the Tigers are not signing Skubal, they should be a player. But I just got to believe that the Jays will make the most competitive offer if they're not too tied up with Kyle Tucker.
Sir Anthony Dominguez.
I don't see why not. I mean, let's take a look at the Jays bullpen really quick. But I'm sure, if they traded for him, they could benefit from bringing him back. They got, let's see, Jeff Hoffman, Yimi Garcia, Louis Varland, and then everything else is kind of up in the air. They just won the pennant. Yeah, I'll say Sir Anthony Dominguez comes home.
All right. Now you got Ty France.
Nah, not interested.
Isaiah Kiner-Falefa.
Nope.
I mean, he basically lost the
He
game.
can catch. He can catch.
He can
Versatile
catch, but
player.
he also lost the Blue Jays the game.
Listen,
Sorry.
you're rubbing salt in the wound.
Nick Sandlin.
Not aware.
Max Scherzer.
Max Scherzer, I think, is going away. I don't know where, and it's going to be a 1-year deal for a team that needs innings. But, yeah, no, I don't think Max Scherzer's coming back.
Zach Eflin for the Orioles.
Zach Eflin for the Orioles, I'm going to say no. I think they need to shake up that rotation fully, and anybody who's coming off the books for them, especially pitching-wise, should probably stay off the books.
Gary Sanchez.
Gary, I didn't hear much from Gary this year. Did Gary have a good year? I'm going to look up his numbers right now.
I believe it was okay.
Gary, 100 OPS plus. We love a league average bat, baby. We love mid. I'm going to say no because they got Samuel Basayo coming up, who's a big piece of the puzzle for them. I know he's not a full-time catcher, but they can figure out something there.
You got Tomoyuki Sugano.
Oh, he was a 1-year deal?
Yeah.
I mean, he ended up being like their best starting pitcher, so I think they should be happy to welcome him back. I wonder where he ends up. I haven't heard much about his market at all, but he was supposed to come over in 2022. He ended up not getting posted. Came over much later as a 35-year-old. Gave up the most home runs in the American League. Tough. But also, I don't know, in terms of Orioles standards, not too bad. So, yeah, sure, come on home. Be depth.
Okay. All right, let's move on to the Rays. Pete
Okay.
Fairbanks.
No way, because they declined his arbitration value. I don't know why they did it. I think it was like $10 million. Pete Fairbanks, I think, is going to be a very popular reliever on the market. We saw him linked to the Arizona Diamondbacks. I think he's out.
Adrian Hauser.
I think it was a trade deadline guy for them, and that trade ended up being not so good, so I'll probably say he's out as well.
Okay. Christopher Morel.
Unfortunately, I think he has already been non-tendered,
Yeah, I
which
think so,
which
right?
brings to an end a really tough trade for the Rays where they traded away Isaac Paredes and got Christopher Morel back in return, which
All right,
is tough.
Let's move on to the Red Sox.
Okay.
Alex Bregman.
I want to see what Chad thinks about this, too. Alex Bregman back. I mean, they should want him back. They should be really happy with the year that they got. But if they're pursuing Schwarber and Alonso and they have answers in their infield, I'm going to say Bregman probably walks after that 1 year.
Lucas Giolito.
Lucas Giolito, I think they found the replacement in Sonny Gray, a vet who's going to give them quality innings down the stretch. Giolito, I thought they might give him the QO. He ended up not getting it, and I think he would have taken it if he got it. So I think he's going to be a great value signing somewhere else.
All right, Liam Hendricks.
Oh, Liam Hendricks. I haven't heard from him
I
in so
know,
long.
right?
How's he doing? I have a feeling
don't-
that's probably the end of the road there. Yeah.
How many innings did he pitch for them? Not
13 and 2/3, and then none the year before. So a tough 2-year deal there. Take a
Jeez.
chance. Yeah.
All right, this is a trade piece who they got last year, Nathaniel Lowe, who, in
Yeah.
my mind, he looks like a Red Sox.
I think he's not coming back. They declined his ARB
Ah,
value as
God
well.
damn it.
A lot
All
of
right.
money there. They got answers elsewhere.
Steven Matz, did they?
Steven Matz, I think, got traded there, right? Forgot that happened. Probably not coming back. He did have a nice year, though. So he'll be a decent value signing somewhere else. That feels like the kind of signing we're going to get in the next 24 hours. Steven Matz level signings. Mike Soroka level signings.
Okay.
We'll take what we can get. I'm going to answer this guy really quick because he's sent the message a couple of times. Nets had a meeting with Michael King per Joel Sherman. I think that's the latest scoop that's come out. That feels like a great fit. I think any team that's in on Michael King is going to be really happy with what they get because the value is probably going to be lower than it should be for someone as good as him. I like Michael King a lot. Even in this weird injury-abridged year where he wasn't 100%, he still had a 3.4 ERA, a 1.2 WHIP. His velo was down, but still gave them 15 starts towards the end of the year. I think Michael King probably gets like a 4, 5, 6 year deal just because he's he's on the younger side of pitching. He'll be entering his age 31 season. But I just feel like he's someone that a lot of people are going to be in on. I don't know that the Mets are going to spend on a starting pitcher, though. I really don't know that they're going to be involved in the multi-year market because they have 5 guys on the books, and they have all the kids that they were trying to find looks for towards the end of the season. So it's unless they trade somebody, it might be a lane. But I think they're going after position players, and I think they're going after relievers, and I think that we're going to have to just be set with what we have with the rotation right now, and hope that the young guys, if they're still here on opening day, if they're not traded somewhere else, can be really good for us in the next season. And there was one more thing I missed that I wanted to say. Where was that? Oh, we got $5 from PGH Cameron. I'm at work, so I've missed the beginning of the stream. Have we debunked the Schwarber to the Bucks BS yet? That is coming from a Pirates fan, by the way, who was so desensitized, I guess. Listen, there's a lot of great Pirates people here. The North Shore 9 guys are great. Bucko Banter is great. Even they are a little bullish on the whole Schwarber and the Pirates spending in general. The offer's real. I mean, it was published in The Athletic. It's 4 years for 100, maybe more. I just think, and I said this to them before, if the Pirates are going to get anybody, Schwarber or anybody else, they can't just match the highest bid. They need to be the highest bid by a decent margin, and I can't see the Pirates operating like that because they never have before. They haven't had a multi-year deal in almost 10 years. I'd like it for them. I think it'd be great. I think the fans of Pittsburgh absolutely deserve to see a winning product and a good ball club, but I don't know, man. I don't see that one happening at all. Let's see. All right, where were we, Rob? Let's keep our game going, shall we?
Sure. We were on to the New York Spankies. Cody Bellinger.
Can you really go 2 off seasons in a row losing your second best player? That is what the Yankees are asking themselves right now. Can we go back-to-back off seasons losing our second best player? And if they do, who fills that void? Is it Kyle Tucker? I still don't really think they're the fit there. So you know what? Yeah, I'm going to say Cody Bellinger re-signs with the Yankees. I think they find a way to get that done.
Paul Goldschmidt.
I think he's out. I think they're probably decently happy with the year they got. Mashed against lefties, so some team that needs that is going to find a role for him. My pick has been the Arizona Diamondbacks. I really hope that happens because I just think that's a really fun story. Paul Goldschmidt going back to the place where he was at his best.
I agree. I like that, Joel.
Thanks, man.
That'd be fun. All right, let's skip the relief pitchers.
Yeah, you can do the big names.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to the name a division.
Let's do the NL Central.
NL
They've been on the brain.
Central.
I don't know why.
NL Central. All right, the Brewers.
Oh.
All right, we got Rhys Hoskins.
I think he's out. That was a weird time. I wonder where he lands, if he does land anywhere. He's at a weird point in his career where he can't really run. He's still got a little pop in that bat, but not enough for them to be paying him that much money. But teams could use a first baseman. Like, I wonder what the market is for a guy like on that level, like a Josh Bell or a Rhys Hoskins. But I don't think he's coming back to the Brewers because they'll probably look internally and find that same production somewhere else.
Danny Jansen.
I mean, I have really no opinion on Danny
I don't
Jansen.
think so,
I'm not gonna
right?
lie.
Yeah.
I'll say no opinion.
I feel like he's just bounced around.
No confidence. I'll say that.
Jordan Montgomery, trade piece.
Yeah, I think they're just stuck with him, right, in that trade. So I guess he's staying put.
Jose Quintana.
I hope someone does sign Jose Quintana. He got done dirty last year. He didn't sign until like late March or early April after being so quality with the Mets. And you know what? He kind of did it again. He made 24 starts, 3.96 ERA. Jose Quintana has been the same guy for the last 4 years and for the better part of like 10 years at this point. I don't think he's a Brewer, but I think some team looking to spend cheap on a one-year deal can get a really quality player there. He's entering his age 37 season. Okay. Now, what were you saying?
No, let's move on to the Cardinals. Miles Mikolas.
Everything must go,
Joel Sherman
including
sighting.
Miles Mikolas, because I think the Cardinals are stripping everything down. Good for Chaim Bloom, who I think is going to get to build a team in his own vision. He gets a second shot at that. I think he was in a bad situation with the Red Sox where he kind of got pressured into the Mookie Betts trade and trying to offload the David Price money. But, yeah, I think Wilson Contreras is out. I think Brendan Donovan's out. I think the only guy that's going to be staying are the younger guys like Mason Wynn and Jordan Walker. So, basically, everybody on this Cardinals list, I'm probably going to say they're going away.
I like that. Yeah. Get rid of him.
They're
Ollie
out.
Marmol. Saw him a bunch today.
Jake's friend now.
Jake's friend. All right, we do have a text question
Okay.
that I received from one Mr. Ryan Cohen.
Oh.
Are you and Jolly Olive aware that I love you?
I love Ryan Cohen a lot as well. I don't see him enough these days.
I know he's always bopping and booping
It's
around.
ridiculous.
It really is. All right, let's move on to the Cubs.
We got a donation really quick. Pirates offer to Schwarber was real. In other news, my offer to take Sabrina Carpenter on a date is also real. Hey, man, you're just speaking facts right now, okay? We can dream. We can wish. Why not? Would you not want to see it? I'd love to see it. Me personally, Kyle Schwarber would be out of my division, and the Pirates fans would get what they deserve in a good way. And I can stop having to complain about the Pirates not spending money every offseason. So I hope it happens. I really don't think it will, but, you know, we can keep talking about it because, let's be real, it's the only crumb we have right now at winter meetings.
Yeah, dude, it's kind of wild. I mean, I'm waiting.
Drier than dry.
We're
in the Sahara right now.
Yeah,
It's brutal.
it is a little bit. It's brutal. Feel me. Willie Castro for the Cubs.
Yeah, why not? I think he was nice for them down the stretch. Versatile player. I mean, the Cubs are weirding me out because they don't really want to do anything, apparently. But that feels like a low committal move that they could probably make. And one that Cubs fans would probably just, like, shrug at and be like, okay. They did you see who they invited to a minor league deal?
No.
Scott Kingery.
Oh.
Old Phillies prospect who they gave a bunch of money to, and then we never saw him again. He's currently on the Cubs roster resource. I'm sure Shelfie loves that.
Interesting. Well, you know, Cody Stavenhagen, and I know this news came out a couple days ago, but it's official now. Drew Anderson's deal with the Tigers.
Who I'm not familiar.
Drew Anderson pitched in like the KBO.
Oh, another one of these KBO guys.
Yeah, I mean, the last time he pitched in MLB was 2021,
Jeez.
and it's
So him and Cody Ponce? Okay.
Yeah, 1 year, $7 million with
What?
a $10 million club option for 2027.
Jeez.
It's like
hey, June.
nuts.
That is nuts. I didn't even see that. $10 million club option. I guess that's like a fine contract if it goes well. Why not?
Yeah, I mean, his success story, yada yada.
This is where we're at, guys. We're talking Drew Anderson. This is where we're at.
I mean, all right, this is the big one, obviously, from the Cubs, but Kyle Tucker. Like, is he actually going to stay?
He should. That would make perfect sense. You traded so many assets just to get him on your roster in the first place. I mean, you know what? Let's do a fun exercise, Bob.
Sure.
Let's do the 2026 Cubs payroll right now. Okay. 2026 on the books. Dansby Swanson, $28 million a year through the next 4 years. You're locked into that. You paid for your shortstop. You got your shortstop.
Hot.
Shota, 22.5 because you gave him the qualifying offer and you have to live with that. Seiya, 19. Ian Happ, 19. Tyone, 18. Matthew Boyd, 17. So they have a legitimate gripe of, like, they have a ton of guys that are making 8 figures that are on their payroll. I didn't even mention Nico Horner's making $12 million. But at the same time, the Cubs are what, a top 5 earner year in and year out? They made like $500 million in revenue last year. They can afford to be a team that's breaking into that third tax threshold, like the Steve Cohen era Mets and teams and the Dodgers and like stuff like that. if they are willing to go beyond that, they can do it with Kyle Tucker, who's going to get, what, $35 million a year, $30 million a year, something like that. I think it's a no-brainer that he should come back, but I have no confidence that the Cubs will do that. So it's tough. It's the world we live in, unfortunately. But I don't think he's coming home.
Yeah, it sucks.
It does suck.
All right, let's go to the Reds.
Okay.
Wade Miley,
Dalt's guy.
Dalt's guy.
Didn't realize he was still going. I'll say no. No Wade Miley.
Zach Littell.
Zach Littell, he's got an interesting market. There's one guy trolling in our chat right now, and he's definitely got me.
I saw that one
You
too.
saw that one?
Yeah.
I wonder if it happened.
Yeah.
I wonder if it happened.
I know. It's not like I get the notification.
Listen, that's how hungry I am at this point. I'll believe anything you guys write. That was a bad thing to say, because now they're all going to. That was a bad thing to say.
I just start doing this.
Nothing I say should be important to anyone.
That's chat. That's chat.
That is the chat.
That's chat.
That is not what I meant to push.
No, I don't think he's coming back. I think he'll get like a 2 to 3 year deal somewhere else, and it'll be kind of competitive because Zach Littell had a sneaky, really good year. Who else is in chat here? Hi, Fried Bryce. Good to see you. Pathetic bait. All caps means it's genuine. Yeah, right. I mean, all caps is kind of a giveaway in that regard. If you're spamming at all caps, I just know you're not telling the truth. You're trying to get my attention. But I'll believe anything.
They want me to take down the chat on the screen.
Why not? BBD traded to NBA on TNT. That's a huge loss for us. I hope we got some good picks in return. That's unbelievable. Jolly, rate my jersey collection. Astros, Kyle Tucker. Red Sox, Kurt Schilling. Indians, CC Sabathia. Rockies, Chris Bryant. Oh, my God, there's so many jerseys here. My favorite one that you listed is probably Indian CC Sabathia. That goes hard.
Oh, I got to get a jersey. I
Nice
got
you to
no
join
jerseys.
us. BBD has re-entered the chat. Everyone. Someone just said that you got traded to NBA on TNT. So congratulations on your new opportunity. Right. All right, Rob, what else we got? Let's keep it going.
Let's see. Who do we got? All right, let's go to the D-backs. Zach Gallen.
Well, he's not a Cub. We know that much. The Cubs is out now. I don't think so. I think Merrill Kelly is a little bit more realistic for them. I know that there's some mutual love there. Zach Gallen, I still think could get like a decent contract, even if he's coming off that down year. I view his market kind of similar to that of like Michael King, even without the injury stuff. So no, I have Zach Gallen going somewhere else. I think to like maybe an AL West team, maybe an AL East team. That's the vibe I get from him.
I mean, that's really it from the D-backs.
All right, because Merrill Kelly got traded,
Yeah.
so he's not an option for that.
And I mean, they re-signed James McCann
Huge.
and Mike Soroka this
That's legend, James McCann.
That's right.
Mind you.
week. Dodgers.
Oh boy.
I mean, Tony Gonsolin.
Catterday, I think's out. That era is over.
Andrew Heaney.
Andrew Heaney was on the Dodgers this year?
That's
Wait, is that real? Hang on. Let me see.
He made his way over there.
Andrew Heaney did pitch one game for the Dodgers.
good for
this year.
Andrew
It's
Heaney.
huge.
The Heen
That's
Dogs
how
did
you get
it.
a ring.
That's huge. That's big news. I see all the Mets beat reporters filing out, so that must mean the media stuff with Mendoza's over. And there's Carlos Mendoza himself walking out. Very nice. Huge.
Featuring Mendoza.
Nice. Put it on the thumbnail, slap it on the title. There you go.
You want to see if he wants to sit down?
I think he's probably going back to his hotel room.
You guys, he gave you a big hug before.
Yeah, it was nice. I like Mendy. But he's probably, you just talked for 20 minutes. I'm not going to make him talk more.
Yeah, that's true.
Have you seen the Elias quotes? I have not. I would like to see them, though. I don't know what you're referencing. Long live Ketel Marte. Breaking Soto to the Mets, 15 for 700. Huge.
You really think he'll get that much?
I think so. You see the Michael King rumors? Video call with the
Mets
Mets. Butter me up. Get me hype.
Back off.
Tell him that his bullpen usage stinks. He didn't have a lot of options last year, guys, okay? He didn't have a ton of options to go from.
Weird. It's a weird year.
What else we got, Bobo?
Let's see here.
Leave my King alone.
Kike Hernandez.
Ooh, Ooh.
I mean, I feel like if he's not a Dodger, it's
Did
where-
Miggy Rowe already re-sign?
he re-signed.
Oh,
He
yeah.
re-signed. Okay.
That's my guy.
I
I
mean-
gave him a nice little congratulations.
Yeah, no, you guys go way back. You guys are buddies.
He hit me
Sure.
back with a thank you, Rob, and then the salute.
Huge.
He loves that.
You
Kike
are-
kind of. The playoff numbers weren't insane this year. How old is he? 33. God, Kike is always so much younger than I think he is. I will say he's just part of the Dodgers' bread and butter. He comes back, but I don't really know. I don't know for certain. 649 OPS in the playoffs this year. I don't know.
I don't know, Jim.
I know, but you know what, dude? He also he made that insane play
He did.
to literally win the game.
To win
the se-
Game 6. That's
Win
true.
Game 6. And I mean, he's just that guy. It's kind of like he brings so much fire and
He just is a Dodger,
right. He's either a Dodger or a Red Sox.
and I can't untie him from that.
No.
That's just who he is.
All right, Giants. Wilmer Flores.
Oh, I love Wilmer. Bring Wilmer back to Queens. How did he do this past year? This is a good exercise for me, Rob. I get to brush up on all the free agents that I haven't been paying attention to.
I remember I believe, didn't he start hot though?
Yeah.
He started like real high.
He did not finish hot. 96 OPS plus, 686. Can't really play the field. He's my guy. I love him. I think the Giants would probably be wise to move on. But, hey, Wilmer Flores, sneaky 13-year career for Wilmer Flores. Sneaky, really nice career. Love that guy.
Justin Verlander.
He was good. The Reeboks. I mean, the Giants' starting rotation is terrifying right now. I don't know. Here, I'll read it out really quick. Giants fans know this well. So they got Logan Webb and Robbie Ray at the top. Landon Roop. Who knows what that is? K-Wei Tang and Trevor McDonald. So honestly, I think they'd be wise to bring him back. 1-year deal, same deal that they just gave him. Justin Verlander back on the Giants. Or Max Scherzer, or both.
I like that.
Bang.
That'd be fun. You know? I mean, what, the manager's younger than two starting pitchers?
Yeah, no one's tried to get Justin Verlander and Max Scherzer back together on the same team later in their career, right? No one's tried to do that.
That
who
hasn't
knows?
happened.
Who
And
knows?
then, what'd they do the rest of that year?
It could be like a really
Did
fun.
they finish on that team, though?
experiment, You know, it could be a really fun experiment. Okay, we have a new Robert Murray article that literally just went out. His notes from day one of winter meetings. So let's read through this for a little bit before we go back to our exercise. Let's see. We have Robert Suarez drawing interest from contenders, including the Blue Jays, which is great news for me because if they're in on Robert Suarez, they might be out on Edwin Diaz. They're one of like 3 teams. And how about this? So the same 3 teams that are in on Diaz, the Blue Jays, Dodgers, and Mets, all seem to be interested in Robert Suarez as well. So that kind of feels like plan A, plan B for that negotiation. Suarez is predicted to make 3 years and $48 million, which is really surprising. We just mentioned him on the show before. Zach Littell is drawing league-wide interest. Widespread interest is the quote. That kind of makes sense. He just threw like 200 innings. Was quality even though he got traded midseason. So that's going to be a really interesting market. Robert also said the Angels are open to adding another starting pitcher. I never really know what the Angels are doing. But it looks like they're buying in, and they're trying to get more competitive. They brought in Grayrod. They signed Alek Manoah. They traded Taylor Ward, and now they have money freed up to add another starting pitcher. You know what? Zach Littell feels like a Los Angeles Angel. I think they were back-to-back in this article on purpose. Many teams surveying the bullpen market. Among the teams heard on the bullpen market, in addition to the Dodgers, Blue Jays, and Mets, are the Tigers, Braves, Marlins, Pirates, Cubs. So everyone, and that kind of makes sense. Everyone needs relievers, and you know what? That having a whole bullet in this article goes to show you how day one of the winter innings went. Teams want relievers. Yeah, man, absolutely, I agree. Right-hander Lucas Giolito, who's now a free agent, is also pulling some interest. He posted a 2.51 ERA after June 10th this year. He was nails for the Red Sox down the stretch. I think a lot of teams would be really happy to get him in free agency. He'd probably be like a 2-year deal or something like that, lower commit. And then right-hander Kyle Keller, who is a name I don't know, pitched in Japan the last 4 years, and he's drawing interest from both MLB and NPB teams. And that is all Robert Murray heard today. So tough day one for the winter meetings. Something is being held up. I don't know what it is. but it was slow goings today, and that article should tell you everything you need to know. Jolly, I don't think the Angels know what they're doing either. I think they have a plan of some kind, and you know what? I hope for Soy's sake they can make something happen from that plan. But yeah, all right, Rob, let's keep it going.
Let's go over to the Friars, the Padres. Good old Ryan Cohen.
Everyone's gone.
Yeah.
Everyone's gone.
You think so?
No, not everyone.
What? Oh. Jolly.
I didn't fall for it.
I fell for
I
it.
didn't fall for it.
Oh, my God. Luis Arise.
Luis Arise. No, I don't think so. That trade, Rob? Oh, my. Hang on. For those who don't know, and I put this on my Twitter recently, the Luis Arise trade, sneaky might be horrible for the Padres. So the Padres traded for Luis Arise with 2 years left on his control. They had him for last year and then this year. He was fine, not really the same guy that he was for both Minnesota and Miami. So they traded away Jacob Marcy in that trade, who played center field all of last year for the Marlins, had 2 WAR in 55 games, 132 OPS plus and Rookie of the Year votes. They also traded for Tanner Scott that year. Tanner Scott was a pure rental, signed with the Dodgers after. He was like the Ohtani Slayer in the playoffs. They traded their number 2 prospect in that deal, Robbie Snelling, who last year for the Marlins shot up to the number 27 prospect in all of baseball, number 1 in the Marlins system, and pitched to a 1.27 ERA in 11 starts at AAA with a 0.99 whip and 81 strikeouts in 63 innings. So the Marlins might have another absolute demon on their hands, and all it took to get him was 2 months of Tanner Scott. And now I have to deal with that because the Mets play the Marlins 12 times a year. So that's great. So anyways, I wanted to wax poetic on that really quick. What else we got, Rob?
Nestor Cortez.
Forgot Nestor had a weird year, man. He ended up in San Diego. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Nestor's got a weird, interesting market. I mean, it was not long ago. It was 2024. Nestor made 30 starts with a 107 ERA plus and an 8.4 K per 9 rate, which are like solid numbers for a 3, 4, or 5 in your rotation. And his market has completely deteriorated from them because of injury. He made 2 starts with the Brewers, 6 with the Padres. None of them were good. He's entering his age 31 season. He's probably going to have to settle for like a 1-year deal. And I kind of think that any team that does that might be really happy. You know what, Rob? I could see the Padres bringing him back. Back into their rotation is a little bit thin. Kyle Hart's their 5. JP Sears is their 4. Maybe they want to run out Nestor Cortez one more time.
I like it.
Thanks, man.
I like it. I mean, I think he's got to bring back the funk, too.
He's got to bring back the funk.
'Cause
Someone says he feels like a Rocky. They could use some pitching. Do you believe in the Rocks? I believe in the Rocks.
Always believe in the Rocks.
Hell yes.
Jose Iglesias.
No, I think it's over there. I don't know that he gets another major league offer. Hey, he's always going to have a place in my heart as the man who saved the 2024 season. But last year was a tough year for Jose Iglesias. He's got a good glove, couldn't hit much. Maybe he just needs to come back to Queens. Maybe we're just a perfect fit for each other. I don't know.
I feel like we've discussed Michael King already.
King came up. He had a headline today with the video call, so we'll see what comes of that.
How about Ryan O'Hearn?
Oh, Ryan O'Hearn. That was a big trade for them mid-season. I think Ryan O'Hearn's got a weird, interesting market coming off an all-star year, first base, outfield. I think they'd be wise to bring him back with a little bit of lower value. I don't know that they can compete. They have like a whole lineup right now, but if they trade Jake Cronenworth, there's maneuvering they can do. I think Ryan O'Hearn's on his way out because he's probably going to get 2 years, and I think the Padres aren't going to want to do a 2-year deal.
Okay. All right. Well, speaking of the Rocks, Orlando Arcia.
We're doing the Rockies free agents.
Yeah, come on.
I guess they're all gone. I don't know.
Yeah, Kyle Farmer.
Scrub that
gone.
team clean, dude. Jeez.
All right. Let's go up to, you want to try did the NL Central?
Sure.
Did the NL West? Let's do the AL Central?
Sure.
Why not?
I got time.
AL Central.
Sure.
Let's start with the Cleveland Guardians.
Let's start with them, Rob.
Which I felt so bad for, not bad, but like seeing the media scrum for Stephen Vogt.
Oh.
versus
Was it not popular?
Boone.
Well,
But
it's tough to go against.
or
Boone.
not. I mean, even against the new White Sox manager,
Oh, Will Venable.
Venable. It was like
That's surprising. I feel like Stephen Vogt would draw a big
me
crowd.
too. Also, it's just like they're always right there.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
I don't know.
You know, give credit where credit's due.
You're a partial Guardians fan, I can tell.
I just love Chris Rose.
Exactly.
Will Brennan.
Ooh, Will Brennan, I think that experiment might be ending. I didn't even realize he was a free agent. They must have non-tendered him. I think he's probably out.
Lane Thomas.
That trade really didn't work out for them either. I mean, they'll always have the playoff grand slam, but they need to do some serious addressing to their outfield. And they're also, like, rumored to trade their only good outfielder, so I really don't know where the Guardians are at with that. But I don't foresee them spending that much on internal guys.
All right, let's move to the Royals.
Oh, they're interesting.
All right, we got Adam Frazier.
The Frage dog, we'll get to him in a minute. I'm going to say I think he's a Pittsburgh Pirate.
He goes back to
I
Pittsburgh?
think he's a Pittsburgh Pirate, and that would make him a 3-time Pirate?
Yeah.
Yes. I think he's a Pittsburgh Pirate.
Wow.
Lock it in.
Okay.
Lock it in.
Randall Grichuk.
Was he? I think he was pretty good for them down the stretch. I know Dalt really liked him when he was with the Snakes earlier in the year. Randall Grichuk. No, he was not good for the Royals at all down the stretch. He's probably out.
Michael Lorenzen.
Lorenzen's interesting. I like the Royals' rotation. They got an okay season out of him. They got 26 starts. The ERA wasn't pretty. A lot of wild pitches. Turn him into a two-way player, but I think he probably ends up with probably a bottom feeder, something like that.
Luke Maley.
No opinion. Don't know much about him.
MJ Melendez.
MJ Melendez bums me out because he was like one of the nicest people we got to talk to in a clubhouse. Super charismatic, super funny. Just hasn't really put it together at the major league level. Like the hit tool never really came along the way everyone thought it would. I think it's probably the end there.
How about Mike Yastrzemski?
I think they would be super wise to bring back Yastrzemski. That was like a sneaky, underrated trade. It flew under the radar where the Giants were like half selling, half buying. Yas had a 131 OPS plus for them down the stretch. 9 homers in 50 games. Played a good corner outfield for them. They need any pop they can get in that lineup. Pop is few and far between for them. He was like a really nice accessory piece. It's just they didn't do enough around him to make it matter in the end. But Mike Yastrzemski, he's not like a sexy name on the outfield market, but I think he's a really good player. And, yeah, they should make an effort to bring him back, even if it means John Rave doesn't get to play every day, you know?
Well, they did get Cameron Meisner via a trade.
And you know I love watching him play.
Yeah. All right. The Tigres. Alex
Yeah.
Cobb.
Probably not. I'm going to say no on that. I think that that partnership was not a good one for either side.
Andy Ibanez.
Didn't know he was a free agent. So Cobb never even pitched for them, huh? That's tough. Let's see. Andy Ibanez, playoff hero Andy Ibanez. I think they're trying to clear out that infield and get better bodies in there, so he's probably out as well.
They got 8 relief pitchers going on the free agent
Oh,
market.
we can't do all of them.
No, no.
We can do Kyle Finnegan.
It's crazy. That's just that's kind of like a wild number to me.
Yeah, it's like so. What is their bullpen right now? I bet you it's as bad as the Mets looks. Will Vest, honestly, no. There's still plenty of bodies here. They have Hannafy there, Holton, Brant Herter, Cater Montero, and then they signed Drew Anderson.
Yeah.
Wow, that's wild.
But you're losing. I mean, you potentially losing Finnegan,
Finnegan,
Foley, Canely,
I forgot.
Littell, Little, and Rafael Montero, and Paul Sewald, which I don't think he.
Oh, my guy.
Yeah, nicest guy in the world. I had an awkward conversation with him one time before Rose rotation.
Why was it awkward?
I just, in my head, it was awkward because I was just like, so you're just a guy? And he's like, yeah, I just go home and take care of my kids. And I'm like,
It's awesome.
I hate that. Like,
What
I
do you
hate.
mean?
No. Meaning, like, for his sake.
Oh,
You know, it's like you still give baths to your kids. Like, I'm giving a bath to my kid right now, and I'm like, what's Paul Sewald
you
doing after the
and
game?
Paul Sewald are the same guy.
That's what I was kind of
Yeah.
thinking. We're actually like the same age, too, which is kind of wild because he looks like he's 50.
I want nothing but success for Paul Sewald. Really
Me
nice
too.
guy. I know Mets fans don't love him, but I like the person a lot.
I love Paul Sewald. He was super nice. All right.
Rob, let's do the AL West.
AL West.
There's
I'm
some juice
glad
there.
you
There's
asked.
some juice there.
Jolly. Free agents, starting pitcher Tyler Anderson.
Can't believe the Angels never traded him, but because they never traded him, why not bring him back? Why not? 1-year deal. If it's very clear that they like him over there, yeah. He goes back to the Angels.
I'm going to throw a relief pitcher out there, Kenley Jansen.
I think Kenley Jansen is the most obvious Dodger of all time. I wish I took it in the free agent draft that we did on Talking Baseball. They need relief pitching. He spent 10 years there. It might be his last season. I think he's going back to Dodger Blue.
Yoan Moncada.
Think he's out. That whole White Sox core is crazy. The way that all kicked out. I mean, actually, he had a decent year offensively, but he just can't really play his position. So I don't really think that's a good fit for them either way.
Chris Taylor.
No opinion.
Okay. They did get Alek Manoah.
They did get Alek Manoah, which is really, really weird. They gave him money, which I feel like he could have just gotten a minor league deal and no one would have been surprised. Made 5 starts last year, and it wasn't great. And I'm interested. I'm big. 5 home runs in 24 innings is tough. That's a lot of home runs for that little time.
All right, the Astros.
Oh.
Victor Carantini.
I think a lot of teams like him, and there's not a lot of catching options. I think he's out. I think the Astros are going to get a lot worse this offseason.
Ramon Urias.
No real opinion there. I think he was a deadline guy for them. What are the big names we got?
Framber Valdez.
Framber, I think that's the biggest consensus of a person not going back to their old team. I don't think Framber's a Houston Astro, and I think they'll be able to survive that okay, but it's wild that, like, he's just been there for so long and been so consistent and so good the whole time. Like, Framber has made 28 or more starts in the last 4 seasons. He's had never worse than a 1.14 ERA plus. Just consistent dog that's going to take the ball every 5th day and probably take the ball on opening day and game 1 of the playoffs. But I don't think he does it in an Astros uniform. And before we keep going, $20 from Aaron, 8143. OTP at winter meetings. Work some expo trades while you're there. I want to see my front office work. This dono is specifically for you and Rob to spend on alcohol. Second donation. That was marked as, hey, spend this on drinks. If I'm playing OTP at the winter meetings, that is not a good sign. That means nothing is happening, and we are bored out of our minds. For those asking for it, I'm planning on streaming Wednesday night. So I can schedule that, and then you guys can be at ease. I know we haven't streamed in a while, and it makes me happy that you guys miss it. But I was hoping to cover some baseball. Haven't been able to do that so far.
All right, let's move on. Athletics? We only got J.J. Bleday.
Oh. Non-tendered, he's out.
Okay. The Mariners. Mitch Garver.
I think they like him. I think they bring him back as a backup catcher on a more favorable deal for them because they kind of paid him too much money last time.
Jorge Polanco.
I like that fit. I was really surprised last year when they brought him back after the down year that he had. Turned out to be a really good move for them. He, of course, got the big hit in the DS. That was awesome. I like that fit. I think they bring him back as well. I think a lot of those Seattle guys, they're going to want to get the band back together. So I'm hoping for that. He was really good for them last year.
So you'd pretty much say the same with Eugenio?
I don't know if I would. I think he really likes it there. I think that everyone liked that trade when it happened, and then he really just did not hit well for them at all. It was like a really sneaky bad second half. Them bringing back Naylor, I think, helps his case a lot because if you run out that lineup that you had in the DS where it was Polanco and Gino and Naylor, and then you add something else on top of that, I really like the M's. I still like them either way in the AL West as like the favorite just because it's really vulnerable right now. But I don't know that Gino comes back because Gino's going to have a pretty wide market as like the backup to Schwarber, Alonso, even Murakami as the guy that can take a 3-year deal for 60. And I think a lot of teams feel much more comfortable with that than like 5 years and 9 figures for some of the other power bats. So I actually think Gino's not going to come back to Seattle.
Okay. Rangers. Patrick Corbin.
Oh, my God. Talk about a career resurrection. Patrick Corbin. Give me him on the Rockies. Give me him on the Rockies. I'd love to see it. I think he's got one more year in the tank. He's going to be 36, but he threw 155 innings last year. Who doesn't need that?
It's true. You know, innings are
Oh, nice.
money.
Money.
Money. I know Adolis Garcia got non-tender.
He's out. Jonah Heim got non-tender
Right.
too, so there's going to be some change on the Rangers.
But do you think he could get back I mean, obviously, it's a
I think he's
loaded
probably
question,
out. It's so rare when guys get non-tendered and still come back.
John Gray.
Oh my God, that deal's over now. John Gray, I really wanted him when he was a free agent. However many years ago it was, 4 years ago. Not a good year for him. Oh, he must have been hurt the entire year. That's another one that could be a sneaky, really good one-year deal for whoever wants to take it. He's been hurt a little bit, but John Gray, when he's right, is pretty good. But I don't think the Rangers are bringing him back because they got Jack Leiter, who needs opportunities, Kumar Rocker, and then DeGrom and Eovaldi at the top.
Merrill Kelly. Same thing.
I think I just feel like Merrill Kelly's a Diamondback. I just feel like they're going to bring him back, and I think they're going to be really happy that they traded him, got some decent prospects from the Rangers, and then were able to bring him back right after. He just feels like a D-backs lifer to me outside of his 10 starts with the Rangers.
Tyler Mahle.
Wasn't he, like, killing it? Wasn't he, like,
He
the
was.
ERA leader for
Yeah.
2 months, and then we just never heard from him again?
Then he got hurt.
He got hurt as well, didn't
Yeah, it was 86 innings, and he had a
he? Oh, my
2.18
God,
ERA.
he was good.
Yeah, he was really good.
I'd like that. Wow, there's so many free agents that I've just had no eyes on.
Well, also, it's like they were awesome in the first half, and then they did get hurt. So it
Yeah.
was like, okay, I totally forget about you.
Tyler Mahle has not made a full season's worth of starts since 2021. He had 23 the year after, then 8 in the next 2 years combined, and 16 last year.
I mean,
He's a risk.
he's a risk, but that
But-
he sounds exactly like Glasnow.
Yeah,
Like
there's
Glass,
tremendous upside there.
right.
Yeah.
So it's like, why not pay the guy?
I agree.
My friend Rowdy Telez.
I think Rowdy's outie.
Okay.
You want to bop over to the NL East? I mean, that can be our
NL
last
East,
division.
baby. All right, here we go.
NL
The
East has some
Atlanta
juice.
Braves.
Yeah.
Ha-Sung Kim.
God, they really got boned by that, didn't they? I think everybody thought Ha-Sung Kim was going to take his option. He opts out. He instantly becomes the second best shortstop on the market, free agent-wise. I don't know if the Braves win. Braves don't do well in free agent bidding wars, especially as of late. They do really well with extending guys that they have. I think Ha-Sung Kim is going elsewhere. I think he's going to be really coveted in this market.
Could he be a Yankee?
I think it would be a good move, but they have a shortstop, so we're good.
Marcel Ozuna.
I have the Marcelo Ozuna era in Atlanta ending. I think he could also be a good Pirate fit. They have a DH spot open. If nothing else, Ozuna's going to deliver you 20 bombs minimum. It's probably going to be a one-year deal. I think the Braves want to leave that spot open because they have like 3 catchers, and I think they want to get Acuna off his feet. So not clogging it up with the solo DH would be really wise. So I have Ozuna going elsewhere.
Okay, let's go to the Mets.
Oh, God.
All right, let's start off. Let's go bottom to top.
Okay.
My guy, Jesse Winker.
Unfortunately, I love Jesse Winker with all my heart. He wants to play for the Mets, but I think it's not going to happen. The back issues are tough. He really can't play the field. When he's right, he's a lot of fun to watch, but they can't afford to clog up their bench with guys that don't have the position.
Starling Marte.
Marte's more interesting because he's Soto's guy, and I wonder how much that factors into some decision-making. Marte, again, can't really play the field, and he's at a later stage in his career where he's pretty fragile injury-wise. I love starting Marte. I think his Mets tenure for what it was solid. You know, you obviously don't want to be paying him $20 million a year, but he was a really good ball player for us, especially that first year. I still think he's going to end up a Pittsburgh Pirate, which is weird, but I have that.
Just Pirates going back to Pirate?
I think the Pirates are going to miss out on all the big fish and get a bunch of little fish.
Okay.
A bunch of guys that are like tail end of their career, taking one-year deals, and they'll get something out of one of them.
But also, you named Adam Frazier, Starling Marte,
Marte,
and who else?
Marcell Ozuna.
Marcel. No, but you said another Pirate was going back to Pittsburgh. I thought. I
I think we got all 3 there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
Ozuna DHs, Frazier plays the infield, Marte in right field. Done.
Edwin Diaz. I know you want him back.
Please. I mean, we know. I think it's cool that we kind of know that's one of 3 teams that he's going to end up on with decent confidence. I just think he'll end up with the Mets if they're able to match whatever the best offer is. I didn't get a sense from him that he feels like he needs a change of scenery. But again, I'm terrified of the Dodgers, so I'm going to very sheepishly say that he comes back to the Mets with little confidence.
Griffin Canning.
Griffin Canning was a great Met. He's another one that is going to be an interesting one-year deal guy. I think he has a decent market for one of these lower-end teams. Really fun to watch pitch. Deep pitch mix, plays his position really well. I don't think he comes back, though.
And Peter Alonso.
Peter Alonso.
I believe he's reported to be coming to this table very soon.
Yes, within the next 24 hours. I think he's a Boston Red Sox, which is tough.
That is tough.
I think he's a Boston Red Sox.
I don't like that at all.
I think the Red Sox fans like it a lot.
I think the Red Sox fans like it a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, him hitting just nukes over the Green Monster all the time.
We'll see tomorrow, won't we? We'll get more
Him
inklings.
at first base, Bregman at third.
I think they get one of Diaz and one of Alonso, and I think it's going to be Diaz.
Really? I don't know.
I do.
Okay. All right. Nationals. Phillies.
Yeah, just skipped over completely. That's tough.
Well, I mean, it's tough because also they're just like gonna trade away everybody
You pick
too.
and choose, Rob. I respect it. Hell yeah.
They're gonna, but do you think they're gonna actually deal
Oh.
C.J. Abrams?
Oh, yeah, I think they will trade away guys for sure.
He's got so many years left on his deal, though.
But they have to start another rebuild. It's brutal.
How do you start a rebuild if you're already rebuilding?
Phillies?
Phillies.
Phillies.
Harrison Bader.
Harrison Bader, I think, is going to have a really interesting market. I think Trent Grisham taking the qualifying offer was one of the best things that could have happened to Harrison Bader because he has no one else to compete with on the center field market that isn't a trade guy. So he can kind of set his own market. I think the Phillies would be really wise to bring him back. That felt like a really good fit. If they're not a player for Bellinger, I could see them bringing back Harrison Bader. I'll say he returns. I think that's a really good fit for them.
JT Realmuto.
I don't think they like Marshawn as the everyday option. I think he's a really good backup. JT's like a clubhouse leader there. And I think I agree with Trev's overall sentiment that he said on Talking Baseball. I really do think they're going to try their best to keep the whole band together because that band has been making the playoffs every year, even if they've been falling short in the playoffs. So I think JT comes back. I think JT's going to go to whatever team gives him that third year, and I think the Phillies would do that.
I love that in the free agency draft, Rosie was like, I got him going to the Pirates.
Yeah, that was super weird.
It's like, come on. I know he's just dreaming.
They drafted a catcher with the first overall pick 2 years ago.
Well, I mean, he's like, yeah, but he'll teach them, and then he'll train the staff,
Like
the
what?
rotation.
You don't know that?
No. Kyle Schwarber.
Schwarber, I think, is coming back. I do. I think the Red Sox are getting Alonso. Schwarber's going back to the Phillies. And then all the other dominoes will fall after that.
Ranger Suarez.
Rangers got a real interesting market, too. The Phillies can definitely survive him leaving with the call-up of Andrew Painter, and they've just been a pitching factory. Wheeler's going to come back at some point for them. I think they're going to let Ranger walk because I just think he's going to get too much money.
And that's it, man.
Hey, well done by us.
I like that. That
Covering
was fun.
every free agent possible. Well,
Not all of them.
I mean, we did most of them.
Yeah, not the Nationals.
Guys, we gave it an hour. We did our best. I was hoping for some breaking news, but it's clear that day one of the winter meetings is going to be a bit of a dud. I appreciate you guys tuning into the live stream and hanging out with us. I'm going to go get something to eat and probably take a siesta because then we're going to be hitting the bars later. But appreciate you. Shout out Rob for producing. Shout out BBD for hanging. Shout out you for watching. If you're watching at home, OTP stream on Wednesday, new video on Saturday, and hopefully more winter meetings news tomorrow that we can cover and go live again and be excited for rather than just speculating. But yeah, that's all I got. We're going to wrap up. See you guys when I see you. From the winter meetings.
I'm out.
Live.